Yeah, good afternoon. The governor speaking a short time ago, and he says despite a judge's ruling about a week and a half ago saying he overstepped his authority and yesterday's joint committee vote, he still believes that his executive order when it comes to masks in school is in effect. Still, District 207 as well as 64 here in Park Ridge and Niles, they told parents in a message last night that masks were optional starting today. Students at Maine South High School in Park Ridge this morning had a choice that they haven't had in a long time, to wear a mask to school or not. The district went mask optional as of today.
I actually spoke to all three principals this morning. We have three schools. We have about 6,400 students. And according to an approximation, we have about 75% of our students wearing masks in class.
The decision came in part due to plummeting COVID cases in schools and after a bipartisan bicameral committee voted yesterday to block extending the mask mandates in schools. That vote came after a downstate judge a week and a half ago ruled the governor had overstepped his authority by mandating masks in schools. However, that ruling left it murky when it came to how it should be enforced in districts and in schools not named in the lawsuit.
For them to reissue the rule while there was still question as to whether or not the rule was valid to begin with, I think they sort of put themselves in a box. I think we have a governor who's just gotten a little bit too full of himself.
The governor has asked the state attorney general to appeal the ruling, but with yesterday's vote, school districts not already under local mask mandates can make masks optional. 3 Democrats joined Republicans in blocking the rule. The state Senate Republican leader took to Twitter to applaud the committee's vote.
That's great news. It's great news for you, your ability to be able to manage your children, manage your families the way in which you want, and for local control.
Democrats left the meeting without taking questions on camera from reporters, but at least one who voted with Republicans told the Tribune they did so because an appellate judge hasn't ruled on the issue. A spokesperson for the governor also told the Tribune that the governor understands why some committee members are waiting for that ruling from the appellate court. But at least for school leaders in District 64 and 207 and others across the state, they didn't need to wait for the court's decision.
It's an individual choice at this point, and we're going to be respectful of a student or a staff member who chooses to wear a mask or who chooses not to wear a mask.
What if the appellate court comes back and says he didn't overstep his bounds?
If the mask mandate from the state of Illinois goes back into effect, then we would pivot again.
Now, there are a lot of people, including the governor himself, who are anxiously awaiting that ruling from the appellate court. He was asked about it earlier today.
Doctors say that masks are the best way to preserve in-person learning and keep children and staff safe. And as I've said, the ruling by the Sangamon County judge created an enormous amount of confusion, which is why we've asked the appellate court to move quickly to respond.
And the attorneys involved in that appeal need to file some paperwork by today. We could get a ruling as early as the end of the week. Now, as far as masks go in Chicago public schools, masks are still required in a large part due to that agreement between CPS and the Chicago Teachers Union. We are live in Park Ridge this afternoon. I'm Eric Rung, WGN News.